chair so that I can see. Y'all are seeing? Hey, so we are live. We're doing an experiment today with standard peroxide, wrong side, from Walmart, the cheap brand, and then standard efferdent, the name brand. And I have some rocks here. This one we'll do with the peroxide, and then have these here, oops, sorry, that we'll do with the efferdent. Pour water on the ones for the efferdent. And we're going to pour the peroxide on these first, and then we'll put in the efferdent tablets. A couple of weeks ago with the lemons and cutting the lemon in half and squeezing a fresh lemon juice on it and adding water, and then with vinegar. Let me clean the ground here and we can get all these under the peroxide. Let me change your guys' view here. Open the efferdent. We're doing probably more than 2 tablets because of the size of some of the rocks. So one thing about efferdent, it smells good. Keep my hands dry. I want the efferdent starting to fizz before it gets in the water. And I'm going to do 2 more. Use the whole packet of 6. This off to the side. Okay, so now that's got to sit for about 15 minutes. So on Saturday, which is tomorrow, they're having a gem and rock show here in town. And I'm going to take you guys up there and we will live stream from the rock show. How cool would that be? So, as you can see, the efferdent is foaming way up. And the peroxide is not foaming much, but I can see that it is getting stuff clean because the water is already starting to turn like a brown color. Let this sit for, let's see, about 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'll show you guys what I'm working on. This is black lace agate, and I'm making a shelf piece out of it. And I tried to carve something in the front, but it's just so hard, and I don't have the right tools. All I have is a Dremel, so we will let that go. And then here's that white stuff I was telling you guys the other day about scale. That's that white stuff there. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's brown. And you can scrape it all you want and it will not come off, and you stick it in the tumbler with that 45 grit, 4570, and it works its magic. And then this is the one that we split, and I trimmed it up a little bit on the saw. That's already starting to get a little bit of a shine to it. It's got a rerun through step one. But things are looking up. I'm excited about going to the rock show. My first rock show. I'm looking forward to meeting several YouTubers that might be there. They haven't said if they're going to be there or not. There's Montana Rock Mom. There's Katie Did Rocks. They're both from Montana. And then there's Theo. He's from Montana. And then there's Agate Angler. He's from Montana. So there's, possibility that they might be there. They're going to do a class on tumbling, and then another class after that tomorrow. And on Sunday, they're doing a class on rock identification. And I think that would be a cool thing for us to do. Go to the rock identification class. So, I don't know if you guys can see this. Let's see, let's turn you guys a little bit like that. But this is turning brown, so we're going to turn the rocks over. And then this one, we got to reach through the foam and turn them over. There. And we'll see how this does. And after this, we can do vinegar, because I have a lot of vinegar. A lot of vinegar. I have a gallon and a half of vinegar. I bought it to do some canning, and then garden didn't do well last year. We're gonna redo the garden this year. I can see that this peroxide is doing a good job. Can you guys see that? You guys need to get closer. That was clear water. And it is no longer clear. Huh. Can you guys see the water? That it's not clear anymore. And this water is really not clear. Can you guys see that? That was clear water from the tap. So I'm going to pull each of these rocks out, scrub them with a brush, and put them back in there. Scrubbed, and then we'll rearrange them so that they're all underwater. switch these so that they're closer to the brush. See this. Okay, that's them. And I would say they're pretty close to the same, because this water is dark and murky, but it's a little bit more murky and dark, and this water is just plain dark. So we will pour these off and wipe off the rocks, and we'll pick some new rocks to go in there and use the vinegar. Use CLR to clean rocks, and it does a really good job, but the problem I find with CLR is you have to soak the rocks afterwards in water, otherwise the rocks get in the tumbler and they have the CLR in them, and then your slurry gets real frothy. goes right here. This pile right here is all rocks go in step one. This out. We want no residue from the peroxide in the vinegar. This away, and we'll grab a clean cloth to do these ones that were in the efferdent. Okay, so the other one, when we emptied it out, it was pretty much clean on the bottom. Look at all the dirt in the bottom of this one. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see the dirt in the bottom? That was the one that had the peroxide in it. So I would say that is our clear winner, the one with all the dirt in the bottom, because we know that it removed more dirt. So now we're going to do vinegar. And we only need one bowl of vinegar. So we're going to do this one, the Uzi pocket, and this one, and let's do this one. 3 rocks. Vinegar behind me. We'll use the open gallon first. Pour this in here. It pretty much covers the rocks. Okay, so that is pretty much clear. And we're going to leave it set for 10 minutes like we did the others, and turn the rocks over. And we're going to see how much dirt it removes. It used to be that when they did your cleaning, that they used vinegar years ago. The research that I did says that vinegar kills 99.9% of germs. That's pretty impressive. 99.9%. Sometimes some of these experiments is like watching paint dry. We're going to add this one right here. A lot of crusty stuff. 5 more minutes. I don't see any difference. Does not see no difference at all. Let's do like we did before. Turn them over. No change in color at all. No change in color at all. So that's a bummer. I figured that vinegar would cut the dirt and stuff. But it's not doing anything. I would say that's an epic fail. The water did not discolor. You see no dirt collecting in the bottom. You must be moving them around. So I would say that's a fail. Let's do the same thing we did with the others. Clean rag over here. Scrub them. done. That was fail. I would say that was an epic fail because that vinegar, I said pour the water out, vinegar. That vinegar is not discolored at all. There's no apparent dirt in the bottom. So that means the peroxide is our winner. Alright, that's what we got for right now. Talk to y'all later.